into week 1 of the Armchair Football League. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to open the season at the Atlanta Falcons.
We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started.
First game of the year, and we are going to start on defense and hopefully get this game off on the right foot. I don't really know a lot about this user. He's been in the league, but he was in the other conference last year. I have not played him much, and so I don't really know what to expect here. We are flying blind.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis, and he'll be upended at the 20.
Davion Taylor with the first tackle of the year.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He has Cam Newton at quarterback, has decided to move on from,
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton.
and he's going to roll out into a sack. Eric Wilson in that QB contain off of the edge, and that's going to bring up a huge 3rd and 20 here on the opening drive.
And as we all remember, 2020, not the greatest of years for the Eagles as a whole, but you certainly can't pin it on their pass rush. They were absolutely terrific throughout the season. 49 sacks as a unit, the 3rd highest total in the NFL, much of it generated by their front four.
So we're just going to play super soft here on this 3rd and 20. He's going to throw it right into double coverage, and it gets dropped. I thought he caught that. I thought he came down with it. Looks like Zaven Collins was just able to punch that ball out. And that's going to give us good field position on our opening drive as we get to 3 and out.
Before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Ooh, thought I had a little crease there that we could slip in with Boston Scott, but was not able to make it. If anybody is watching live here, and give me some feedback on my audio. My audio, I know, has been a little messed up in the past, so hopefully the audio is sitting right here. Oh, bad drop there by Kenny Gainwell.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. From the gun, it's Tua.
Devonta Smith is going to make the grab over the middle, pick up a little bit of yardage here and get us into a 3rd and manageable.
Tua making the completion there. What's different about playing a left-handed quarterback like him? And specifically, I guess, what does this defense need to try and take away?
All right, so we know there's some edge pressure coming here, so we're going to slide out to the left. That's one of Jason Kelsey's abilities that's letting us know that. And we'll hit the easy 1st down yardage here to Dallas Goedert in the flat, and we are now in field goal range.
17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
Gainwell's first carry. It's going to be negative yardage. It's going to be really hard to run up the middle on Grady Jarrett there.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Tua more like Bua. Boo. I don't like that. If I kept Hurts, would you have made puns about his last name?
2nd and 11 now.
I'm gonna guess yes. It's low-hanging fruit. I expect better.
Play action, now it's Tua.
He's gonna drop that in on the sideline to Devonta Smith, and we are now in field goal range. Or excuse me, we are inside the 10-yard line. We are in the red zone. I really don't like the play calling menu this year. It would have hurts watching you play. I respect the dedication to trolling me, even though we're not in the same division anymore. And we've just got nothing up the middle. 2 rushes for negative 3 yards.
In most goal line situations, defensive tackles are just trying to hold the line, hold their ground, and let the other guys roam and make the play. But in this situation, he's able to push his way into the backfield and disrupt that play for a loss.
2nd down and goal. Tua setting up the screen with Gainwell. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode.
All right, 3rd and goal here on the 5. We don't want to turn the ball over, but we would love to get a touchdown here instead of having to settle for the field goal.
Tua now, 3rd and goal.
Yeah, don't like that. Tried to throw that away. Didn't get it out. And we'll just take the field goal and take the lead here after a good 3-and-out from our defense and a drive that stalls inside the red zone.
How about right here? The difference between letting him score a touchdown versus holding him to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield.
Traditionally, I've done well moving the ball, but have really struggled once I get into the red zone. So that's something that I have to keep an eye on as this game goes. See if I'm able to convert field goals into touchdowns.
Ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. Here's Newton. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Davis. It's a 1st down and more for Davis. And finally down at the 32-yard line. He's able to rip
Just
off
all
32
kinds of room to run for him.
It's a 1st down.
And we're really struggling to get anything going on the ground.
Picking up some of the slack, because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Opening carry of the game for Cordero.
There we go. Zaven Collins getting out on the edge, making
the
the tackle for loss.
No cutback lane to be found.
It's going to get us to a 2nd and 2.
Absolutely love the effort.
What
there.
abilities does Cox have? He has
Inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
he has El Toro, and he has under pressure, and then fearmonger. Oh. I thought about putting Reach Elite on him. I don't know. I don't really know what abilities are good this year. Oh. Tried to dive and get that tackle short of the sticks, and he just like dives through him. And now it's going to be first and goal. El Toro, you have to use a rush to make work, I think, maybe. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I probably need to change that one because I don't like to use her on the line. Oh, cool. My user freezes on the play. Very lucky that wasn't a touchdown.
That's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of
my Xbox told me a half a second before my controller died that the batteries were low, so.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal.
There we go. We get the block shed from Josh Sweat, and that's going to probably wrap up the first quarter, as he's not going to have time to get this play off. So third and goal, he's in the same position I was. We got to try to hold him out of the end zone here.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's third and goal. To throw is Newton.
And he's going to throw. He had the running back. It's a good play in the flat there by Steven Nelson. And we will hold them to 3 on their second drive of the game, assuming no fake here.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for.
So we'll trade field goal drives, but we get the stop on the first possession.
That would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation,
Really wish we could have got that interception on the controller dying play, but
So we will start here at the 25.
let's see if we can come out and put together a drive on second.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. First and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll fire it deep for Rager, and that is incomplete.
Had the one-on-one, just a inaccurate pass there from Tua.
So CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally
Picking up some blocks there, and Gainwell is going to pick up the first down.
So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to match up and play out over a 4-year period. And that's kind of cool. And I was looking forward to seeing some of the matchups that were going to come out of that. For that 17th
So we haven't had much going on the ground yet, but Gainwell has picked up a couple of first downs through the air. And there's the first positive rushing play that we've had. Gainwell gets 7 yards.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it. Staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it. 7 yards on first down. That fits the bill.
A good run got 7
What
on
playbook have
first.
you been
Here's
using,
2nd and
Leo?
3. Going to the air. Tagovailoa.
Devontae Smith with the beautiful toe tap on the
He's going
sideline.
to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
And we are back in field goal range here. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that replay does not look like he got his foot down. I'm going to assume that's a Madden animation, though. It's always possible this will get reviewed, though.
2 minutes gone by.
Doesn't look like it
second
will,
quarter.
though, so...
From the gun, a give to
Hole
Gainwell.
opens up the middle, and Gainwell is going to be right at the first down marker. It's going to be a second and
For 10
inches.
yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back to Gainwell here
It's
on
Gainwell
second
up the
down.
middle again,
And he'll be
and
brought
we're going
down
to get down to the
at
5-yard line as Landon Dickerson.
Well, getting close to the
Unfortunately, he's
end
going to
zone.
pick up an
You know that
injury
rookie wants the
here.
ball back. He's looking for his first career
And that's going to put
touchdown.
Jack
Certainly
Driscoll
is.
into
You
the
just
game,
wonder with the coaching
or Andre
staff,
Dillard.
Is it trusting him this early? Are they trying to get him going, give him confidence early in his NFL career? Either way, they want him to score.
So that is an unfortunate break for us,
Kicker fest so far, all
as we
points
already
made
traded
field
Isaac
goals. So
Seumalo, so...
change that right here. From the gun, here's
Oh,
the
and we had the hole there.
Not a whole lot there. He does get a couple.
Strained forearm will return.
Down to the 3.
That was just bad stick work by me. That should have been the touchdown that we were looking for.
He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Steps away to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken
So
down.
what we're learning early in this game is that I need a red zone offense.
If they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Because I have no idea what to do once we get in the red zone.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Now Tua. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be knocked away.
Lucky that wasn't picked. Inaccurate pass by Tua. X had a step there, and he throws it way behind him. So we should have had a touchdown if it's an accurate throw. It's an inaccurate throw that honestly should have been intercepted. So we will be happy to get out of that with a field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they will
Yeah,
take
I
the
probably
lead
should have
with
set my
a
feet
battle
there.
of field goals at
Um,
6-3.
Before I threw that, I had the time.
First half field goals, no breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see
So
how
6-3, we've moved the ball pretty much at will on our 2 drives, but we have stalled out in the red zone. Getting a stop here would be huge against this Falcons offense.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too
Really bad
pleased
run
if
fill
they
there
didn't
by
punch it in
Collins
for
on the
6
side. I'm
points.
not sure what
But
he's
also
doing,
remember they take the points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
what he's trying to make a play on there,
You
but
take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
There we go. Fletcher Cox finally making his presence felt. He's going to drop him for a 2-yard loss here and get him into a 3rd and 3.
And now it's 3rd down. Here's Newton. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Falcons. For as big and strong as some of these guys,
Hits the whole shot against cover 2 because deep safeties don't cover anything in this game.
that was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments,
So Atlanta strikes first with the big play, and we are going to go down 10-6.
the best play just come from the schoolyard. We look at your fastest guy and say,
But we get ball after half, so ideally here we're going to score a touchdown with not much time left, and then we'll get the ball and go for the two for one after halftime.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
There we go. Get Gainwell going on the ground. He picks up 10 on first down.
you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Open man is Goddard, the tight end.
Goddard fighting for another first down. He gets close. I'm getting some flack in the chat for calling cover 2 without disguising it. And I have no answer. Just a bad call by me, I guess. Oh, and we'll hit the 2-minute warning here.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend.
Hits Gainwell up the seam. Get the linebacker to flow on that jet sweep action. And once again, I'm not even going to say it, but I'll say it. We're in field goal range. Which seems to be what we play for.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Tua sets up to pass it. He'll check this one down.
Take the big hit there, but he hangs onto the football. And the Falcons are going to start using timeouts here.
Prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Oh, and I missed the hole there with Gainwell. We had the hole for the first down, and I just missed it.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
The player motion in this game is a lot different. It's definitely going to take some getting used to, but we will get there.
Tua going to throw. And that'll be dumped off to Gainwell.
Making a couple guys miss, and we really needed to get into the end zone there because I have no faith that inside the 10-yard line we're going to be able to punch this ball in. No faith at all. So we can at least make sure that he is not able to get the ball back here.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
So we can take this clock down to the half, and then we will get the ball after half.
Two field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here.
So we'll go ahead and bleed this down. I really don't understand what the point of a bubble screen is if your receiver's not even going to block the guy that's lined up right over him. Like, that's absolutely stupid. You've got one defender lined up over 2 blockers for a bubble screen, and he comes through untouched for a pick 6.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they have the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did.
Unbelievable.
Right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
And now we're not only down, we've got to deal with the horrible momentum mechanic that EA put in this game.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining,
Shaking
not much
screen's
time.
gonna make
We'll
me
see how they play
nauseous.
this. Tagovailoa trying again after the pick 6.
There we go. Let's throw another pick 6 just for good measure.
Isaiah Oliver with an INT. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone. And
that's how you melt down and lose a game.
Koo now for the point after. And the lead is up to 18 now. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Tua, the final shot before half. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after that first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
All right. Down 18 here. Get the ball first. Momentum's against us. We're going to have to... we can't keep settling for field goals, that's for sure. We've been inside the 10-yard line 3 times, and we have come away with 6 points. look a lot like the Eagles in real life against the 49ers last weekend.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
There.
That is caught. It's the tight end guy.
Dangerous throw there.
He slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. They fake the handoff. Now Tua.
And we'll throw another interception just because Lane Johnson decides he's not going to block a guy on the play. This one's over. Unbelievable. Once momentum is against you in this game, you have no shot. No shot.
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next